Welcome to the awards ceremony and virtual presentation of the 2020 Chapter Awards. My name is Nick Zuniga, and I serve as the Executive Director for Phi Sigma Kappa. While we can't come together tonight in person, we are still excited and proud to present the awards to our local chapters and provide the recognition they so richly deserve. Our first President's Special Achievement Awards are those for member recruitment. The first award is presented to a chapter that selects alumni to be involved with potential new member interviews prior to voting on the bids, and it will give and utilizes the survey function on Chapter Builder to keep attendance of potential new members at recruitment events. The chapter recruited 30 new members during the last academic year and kickstarted the planning process during the summer months. Our first award for member recruitment goes to the Upsilon Teterton chapter at Rochester Institute of Technology. The next chapter started recruiting potential new members during the summer months and took advantage of on-campus resources like the Rec Center for recruitment events. It recruited 43 new members last year. Part of the chapter's success can be attributed to the fact that it hosts recruitment workshops for its members each Monday. Our final award for member recruitment goes to the Alpha Deuteron chapter at the University of Illinois. Our next category for President's Special Achievement Awards is in the area of philanthropy. The first chapter to be recognized raised an impressive $6,500 for Special Olympics, our national philanthropy. Like many local chapters, this chapter helped with its local polar plunge and hosted a cornhole tournament as a fundraiser. We would like to present a President's Special Achievement Award for philanthropy to the Upsilon Teterton chapter at Rochester Institute of Technology. The next chapter not only participates in its local polar plunge, it actually organizes and hosts the event. The 2019-2020 event was expanded as a campus-wide event. As a result of the chapter's efforts, it was able to raise more than $19,000 for Special Olympics. The Grand Chapter is proud to present a President's Special Achievement Award for philanthropy to the Phi Deuteron chapter at the University of Kentucky. The fraternity is pleased to present a Special Achievement Award for community service to one chapter that truly advocates for the fraternity's national philanthropy, Special Olympics. Brothers from this chapter often volunteered to assist at Special Olympics team practices, helping members form relationships with athletes in the area. Two brothers were members of the campus Special Olympics Club Executive Board during the new member process. During the new member process, associate members became involved with philanthropic efforts of the chapter. Please help the Grand Chapter in congratulating the Epsilon Lambda chapter from Eastern Michigan University. And now I present Trevor Hartley, Senior Growth Specialist, who will present the next three awards.
Thanks, Nick. Risk management is an area that would never be ignored, should never be ignored, and these two chapters do an excellent job of keeping it at the forefront of chapter operations. The first chapter requires attendance at IFC safety meetings, and every brother participates in Party Safe online training. The chapter also meets with campus's violence prevention and response team each semester to educate its members. We would like to present our first President's Special Achievement Award for risk management to the Omicron chapter at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. During Halloween, this chapter participated in an alcohol safety program held by local police and emergency personnel. Those members who may be struggling with grades are asked to limit their alcohol consumption to allow them to focus on their schoolwork. The brothers have enlisted their friends from sororities on campus to host a meeting for associate members. The purpose of this meeting is a discussion on the treatment of women, specifically targeting topics such as how to appropriately start conversations and treat women on campus. We are pleased to present a President's Special Achievement Award for risk management to the Chi Deuteron chapter at Washington State University. This year's winners for the President's Special Achievement Awards for communications showed some creative ways of engaging with the community as well as its members. Our first chapter showed a serious dedication to community involvement through its social media accounts. Some of their messaging included a recap of their Save or Shave event, promoting a brother who was running for a board of directors position on campus, and voicing their support for the local Black Lives Matter movement on campus. We are pleased to present this award to the Eta Septaton chapter at California Polytechnic University at San Luis Obispo. This next chapter posts Brother of the Week notices on Instagram to highlight brothers who are going above and beyond, either in the classroom or for the brotherhood. This chapter also has a great reputation of keeping everyone up to date on their success on the intramural field via social media. Our next President's Special Achievement Award for Communications goes to the Sigma Epsilon chapter at the Ferris State University. Our final chapter to receive this award posted a virtual house tour on Instagram in preparation for recruitment this fall, which, as many of us may know, is likely to be virtual in most cases. They also post regular highlights of what their members are doing during breaks from school. We are pleased to present a President's Special Achievement Award to the Delta Triton chapter at Purdue University. The membership experience is perhaps one of the most important aspects of the Phi Sigma Kappa Brotherhood. The next category award is for the chapters with the best membership experience. This chapter enjoys traveling to a cabin for their yearly Brotherhood retreat. A recent addition to this chapter's events is a Mom's Day each spring. The chapter also hosts an alumni reunion during homecoming weekend, featuring live music and a Phi Sigma memorabilia auction. The chapter's alumni also enjoy celebrating Founders Day at a local horse track. Our first President's Special Achievement Award for membership experience is presented to the Phi Deuteron chapter at the University of Kentucky. This next chapter hosts Brotherhood events on a weekly basis, most of which are funded by the chapter's social budget. The budget also funds lunches and dinners for alumni visits or to follow chapter meetings when the brothers need a bite to eat. The chapter also hosts a resume drop event, which is held prior to the career fair every semester. This event allows brothers to provide feedback on each other's resumes and prepare for interviews. We're pleased to recognize Omicron chapter of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology with a President's Special Achievement Award for membership experience. And now Grant Carpenter, Director of Chapter Services, will present the next three awards.
The President's Special Achievement Awards for Scholarship are presented in recognition of one of Phi Sigma Kappa's cardinal principles. This first chapter has created a point system to hold members accountable to their studies throughout the semester. Points are awarded to members who will take additional steps to further their academics, including utilizing many of the campus resources such as the math and writing centers, as well as the general tutoring center. Members who do not meet the IFC and chapter grade point averages are paired with high-achieving members, creating a mentorship program. Our first President's Special Achievement Award for Scholarship is presented to the Chi Deuteron chapter at Washington State University. This next chapter has an overall GPA that surpasses the all-male average on their campus. The chapter encourages academic success by offering discounts on dues for brothers who are named to the Dean's List, which is a 3.6 GPA or higher. On the other hand, members who fall below the IFC and chapter GPA requirements must complete regular study hours in order to participate in chapter events. The chapter takes advantage of the members' competitive nature, providing heavier incentives for brothers with the best grades, which motivates all. Our next President's Special Achievement Award for Scholarship goes to the Phi Deuteron chapter at the University of Kentucky. The next chapter is no stranger to this award. The chapter's scholarship chairman acts as a liaison between the brothers who need help and those that can provide that assistance. The chapter gives house points as an incentive for brothers with a high grade point average. Those points can be used when choosing preferred rooms for those who live in the chapter house. The chapter also has a large number of brothers who serve as tutors and teachers' assistants, showing firsthand how they stimulate scholarship. A President's Special Achievement Award for Scholarship is presented to the Omicron chapter at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. The next award recognizes a chapter whose members excel at being involved on their campus. Members of this chapter belong to over 20 organizations on campus, including the Finance Society, Latino Society, Club Swim Team, Esports Club, and various honors colleges. The chapter places a high priority on making their presence known on campus. A total of 35 members participated in Greek Sing, which is a dance competition that supports local philanthropy efforts. The chapter finished in the top 5 teams on campus. The members also participated in various intramural sports. The fraternity is pleased to present a President's Special Achievement Award for campus involvement to the Phi Deuteron chapter at the University of Kentucky. These next awards are for Associate Member Education. Associate Member Education is an integral part of the experience at Phi Sigma Kappa. Those reviewing the applications felt that 2 chapters excelled in this area. The first chapter followed the Brotherhood in Phi Sigma Kappa program and had a total of 40 associate members for the 2019-2020 academic year. The chapter held its associate member retreat at a nearby campground and conducted a meaningful brotherhood circle to cap off the event. The chapter's advisor made himself known to the associate members while meeting with them and sharing his experience in the fraternity. This interaction let the associate members know what they can expect to receive from Phi Sigma Kappa as a lifelong brotherhood. I am pleased to present a President's Special Achievement Award for Associate Member Education to the Chi Deuteron chapter at Washington State University. The next award-winning chapter also followed the Brotherhood in Phi Sigma Kappa program and had 43 associate members for the 2019-2020 academic year. The chapter focused their Leadership in Phi Sigma Kappa module on its founding members, and they discussed how the members' vision was still seen within the chapter today. For the Associate Member Good Samaritan Project, members volunteered at a local community zoo. The chapter advisor made himself available to associate members, making them feel like they're connected to the large alumni base. We are pleased to present a President's Special Achievement Award for Associate Member Education to the Delta Triton chapter at Purdue University. And now, Court of Honor member Todd Simpson will present the next award.
Thank you, Grant. Good evening, brothers. It's a real pleasure for me to be here tonight. It's especially meaningful for me because I'm going to be presenting the James Whitfield Chapter of Honor Award. And Jim, I met Jim when I was 18 years old at the University of Central Missouri, and he became a mentor, an advisor, a surrogate father, a dear, dear fraternity brother. And I knew him ever since. And I think that an award like the James Whitfield Chapter of Honor Award really speaks to what his nature was. I remember the last time that I got to spend any time with Jim. It was homecoming the year before he passed away. He was in a wheelchair. He'd had quite a bit of issues with his health. And Jim was a veteran and a strong believer in the military. He was a former Navy man. And as the color guard began the parade for homecoming, I remember watching Jim out of the corner of my eye. He reached down, he locked in his chair, and he stood, which was quite a feat for him, took off his hat and put it over his heart as the colors passed where we sat. James Whitfield, no stranger to honor he. So it's a real pleasure for me to get to present this tonight to this chapter. The James Whitfield Chapter of Honor Award is presented to the chapters that are leaders in Phi Sigma Kappa and on their campus, excelling in a multitude of operational areas. There is one recipient this year. This chapter has experienced consistent growth over the past few years and continues to be an outstanding organization on its campus. It has consistently ranked in the top 3 IFC chapters each year for its academic achievements. It pairs its members with other brothers of similar majors, creating a tutoring system that benefits all the members of the organization. In addition, it hosts mock interviews and mock programming that allows their students to be prepared in advance of the campus career fair, and it sets its members up for success as a result. The chapter won the Impact Award and Service Award on its campus for the 2019 and 2020 academic school year. The chapter also created a service project called Greeks Giving Back, which has helped the fraternity and sorority community aid the surrounding neighborhoods in improving the overall image of Greeks on that campus. By implementing the Brotherhood in Phi Sigma Kappa program, the chapter's members have noticed an increased strength in the associate members' relationship with themselves and with the chapter as a whole. The campus fraternity and sorority advisor best describes the chapter in their recommendation letter by saying what is most impressive about the chapter is how their behavior is aligned with the cardinal principles. They are without a doubt one of our campus's strongest chapters and are a stellar example of a values-based organization. The Grand Chapter is certainly proud to present the James Whitfield Chapter of Honor Award to the Epsilon Hexaton Chapter at Virginia Polytechnic Institute. Congratulations, brothers. And now, Grand President Chris Hoye will take over for the rest of the awards this evening.
Good evening, brothers. During each year, local chapters who show significant improvement in the areas of, of chapter operations are eligible for the Fred Schwengel Most Improved Chapter Award. The award encompasses all areas of chapter operations, including manpower, scholarship, community service, alumni relations, financial operations, chapter involvement, grand chapter involvement, and special projects. The first chapter to receive this year's award was an early adapter of the NIC's policy on hard alcohol. The chapter participates in risk programming with the local police department and emergency personnel since their chartering. It has continually made leaps forward and has become a standout organization on its campus. In addition, this chapter created a point system that encourages members in their academic pursuits. Brothers can earn points by attending sessions at the Writing Center, scheduling meetings with their professors, and obtaining a high percentage score on exams. The member with the highest GPA is granted a single occupancy room in the chapter house. We are proud to present a Fred Schwengel Most Improved Chapter Award to the Chi Deuteron chapter at Washington State University. Congratulations, brothers. Our next chapter has experienced continual growth in its membership and recognition on campus. The chapter has utilized professional recruitment efforts through the fraternities partnership with Fired Up, and recruitment events are inclusive, providing each potential associate member a chance to feel connected to the brotherhood. Local alumni are involved in developing mentorship programs and job connections for the chapter members, and the chapter runs a successful public relations and social media campaign. Brothers raised nearly $9,000 for Special Olympics through its Polar Plunge event, which had more than 400 attendees. Please help us congratulate the Delta Tau chapter at Purdue University as the final Fred Schwengel Most Improved Chapter recipient. Congratulations, brothers. During each year, chapters compete for the coveted Herbert L.Brown Outstanding Chapter Award. Criteria encompasses all areas of chapter operations, including manpower, scholarship, community service, alumni relations, financial operations, campus involvement, grand chapter involvement, and special projects. The first chapter to be honored this year has taken huge steps to ensure that its members' fraternal experience is ongoing throughout the 4 years as an undergraduate and continues after graduation. The chapter created many events, which are small brotherhood events once a week that allow brothers to bond intentionally rather than solely through social events. It has also helped build a mental health program to address the needs of any brother. The chapter hosts speakers on suicide prevention and depression in an attempt to break down any stigmas regarding mental health. The chapter has an increased focus on risk management and practices and hosts a bystander intervention training for all its members. The chapter members also attained a 3.63 GPA, its highest ever. During the Associate Member Good Samaritan project, the associate members selfishly helped to package and organize food at a local food bank. The quote from the chapter's award packet sums up their vision and dedication. Fraternities are not outstanding because they raise the most philanthropy dollars or because they have the biggest name on campus. Because the fraternity experience is not something that can be easily penned on paper. Fraternities are outstanding when the experience they provide their members is one of continual growth beyond the individual, an experience where members learn how to be a better man, how to build a model organization, and how to give back to those that come after you. The Grand Chapter is extremely pleased to present the Herbert L. Brown Chapter to the Kappa Deuteron Chapter at Georgia Institute of Technology. Congratulations, brothers. The brothers of our next chapter participant in a multitude of chapter organizations, including the Interfraternity Council, Relay for Life, and Student Government. The chapter has created a scholarship committee that meets with members each semester to check on academic progress and provide feedback. This chapter hosts weekly brotherhood events, creating avenues for members to build relationships with each other, and co-host presentations on marketing the Greek experience for potential employers. This chapter won its Chapter of the Year award on its campus, as well as several other campus awards. The chapter advisor is heavily involved in mentoring executive board members and providing guidance. This chapter created an action plan which addressed chapter operations during the COVID-19 pandemic and worked with the international headquarters to develop a program that could be implemented at all chapters. According to the campus fraternity and sorority advisor, over the past year, the chapter has gone above and beyond what it means to be a member of the fraternity community. The Grand Chapter is again pleased to present the Herbert L. Brown Outstanding Chapter Award to the Pi Tetterton Chapter at Long Island University Post. Congratulations, brothers. Chapters can nominate their advisor for the following award based on his outstanding service to the chapter. Those selecting the recipients review the nominee's impact on the chapter, length of service, and dedication to the fraternity's values and efforts. According to the chapter president that works with the first honored chapter advisor, our chapter advisor has been the glue of the chapter for a very long time. He has seen the undergraduate members of Phi Sigma Kappa what it means to be a Phi Sig. He shows our chapter how connected we all are, not only during our time as undergraduates, but as lifelong members. This individual has attended 100% of the chapter's meetings over the last year and almost every meeting in the last 3 years. He also attends executive board meetings and offers insight and guidance, and hosts officer retreats and provides training opportunities for members who wish to serve on the executive board. He also attends all chapter association and initiation rituals. We are very pleased to present the first outstanding Chapter Advisor Award to Alan Gerton, Chapter Advisor to the Epsilon Tau Chapter at Ball State University. Congratulations, Alan. Then our next recipient has demonstrated exemplary proactive leadership and wisdom. He facilitates seminars for the chapter on professional conduct and networking, resume building, risk management practices and policies, and recruitment skills. He has attended 100% of the chapter's meetings this last academic year, as well as nearly every event in the chapter held. He also personally meets with staff members of the fraternity and sorority life office. In the words of the chapter president, without our chapter advisor, there is no saying where a chapter might have been because of the key role he played this last year. He constantly sacrifices his time and energy to ensure the chapter develops better men so that we all can be damn proud to be Phi Sigs. In his first year of service as a chapter advisor, the Grand Chapter is very pleased to present a Chapter Advisor Award to Brad Fuller, Chapter Advisor for Pi Tetterton Chapter at Long Island University Post. Congratulations, Brad. Our final award goes to an advisor who has gained the full trust of the chapter thanks to his friendship, differing perspective, and constant willingness to serve. He meets weekly with an executive board member for coffee, helping them to focus on areas of improvement, and also meets with all associate members at the beginning of their member experience. He is also present at each ritual of initiation. He has helped to build a scholarship plan and helped the chapter to revamp the process to manage the maintenance of issues of the chapter house. In the words of the chapter president, I could not and would not serve as president without the help from our chapter advisor. Yes, he fulfills each requirement of the chapter advisor position, but the extent of his service goes much more beyond that list. He is a glowing example of what true brotherhood should be. Please join us in congratulating Len Giles for his continued support to the Kappa Deuteron chapter at Georgia Institute of Technology. Congratulations, Len. Congratulations to all of our award recipients. Each of you have worked hard to stand out amongst your peers, and we could not be more proud of your accomplishments. We look forward to more chapters and members joining the ranks as award winners. So I also want to thank everybody for being on this this virtual conference for the Leadership School. I know it's taking some time away from your family life, your work life. Please thank from the Grand Council your spouses and your families for giving us your time. I hope that you're finding it value at this point. In my closing speech from the other night, I got a little choked up because I do love the fraternity, and you can hear I'm already doing it again. I just want to reiterate to you guys, we're all in this together. We're all part of this Phi Sig family. So I hope that since Friday night, you have reached out to another brother. You've done that anonymous call just to say, hey, I'm thinking about you, brother. I hope you're doing well. You may spark up some new brotherhood events in the future, but I hope that you're doing that. I received a lot of texts and emails after that that speech, and I'm humbled by it, so I thank you. If you haven't done that, please do that for the fraternity. I think that you may see some great growth come out of it. And I thank you, and I'm damn proud to be a Phi Sig. I want you to join us tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. Eastern for our keynote speaker, James Robillata, about engaging in authentic brotherhood. We look forward to seeing you then, and thank you, brothers. Good night.